Put that map up again, will you please? Or a sea of red. Every area that you see in the red voted for Donald Trump. That's a big red map. Congressman Duncan Hunter is with us, California Republican. Sir, we now have Republicans in charge of our political system. You're in charge in Washington. Our investors, they want the first thing that you do to be tax cuts. Is that the first thing you're going to do?
No, I don't think so, actually. I think the first thing we're going to do is work border security, repeal and replace Obamacare, and we're going to have a tax reform package. In fact, we released it about 2 years ago. I mean, we've been working this stuff in Congress for 8 long years, putting things on the president's desk, watching them go nowhere. So we have this stuff ready to roll, but I think that the tax reform takes longer because it involves entitlement reform. It's more complicated, I think.
Now, the president can relatively quickly, almost immediately, Mr. Trump can repudiate President Obama's executive orders. You could have quite a big impact there. Is that literally the first thing you do?
I think it is, yeah. I think he just uses his pen the way that Obama used his, and I mean that's the downside for the president, for President Obama, and that's the upside for the new president coming in, because when the president did not use Congress and bypassed us, the next president can simply do what he did and overturn all of those things. But I think here's one big thing that Trump can do too. I mean, you have things like Dodd-Frank, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. You have these bureaucracies that the Obama administration set up. I do think that Trump can have a big play immediately using executive orders and using the rulemaking agencies to make it easier for small companies and middle-sized companies, not the big Wall Street companies. Those guys have accountants and consultants and lawyers by the hundreds. It's the small and middle-sized guys that are under the same rules as these large corporations. That's making them struggle, and that's making jobs leave the U.S. So I think that's where he can have an immediate impact, is on the small to medium-sized companies.
From where we sit, and we've been right in the middle of this election process, the election itself and the aftermath, from where we sit, it appears that kind of the logjam has been broken, and there is a feeling of scope, of possibility. Here's what we might be able to do now. Here's what we can do now. There's a much more positive feel to things. That's just my opinion. I'm sure you share it, even though you are in California and you are a Republican.
You know, and on this Veterans Day, too, you know, I did 3 tours, right?
Yes, you did.
So what I feel right now, is, and it's something that I haven't felt for 8 long years, is that I fought for something. And I have not felt that. I've not felt as much pride as I felt when I fought under President Bush. But I feel now like, hey, we're going to have a president who understands what being a proud American means, and it just makes me happy. I am happier than I was pre-election.
Speaking of that, I want to show you these huge protests in Portland last night. Liberals fight Trump's election. I want you to watch this, sir, and then comment afterwards. Roll tape. Well, we find it disgusting and disgraceful, but we want to show America this is happening in America 3 days after the election. I want your response, please, Duncan Hunter.
Sure. Number one, these folks should do something like join the military, join the Peace Corps, join the Job Corps. They don't feel like they're part of this nation right now. I mean, that's what I think. I think that they need to feel invested somehow, and realize how lucky we are to be in this nation, why millions of people throughout the world still want to come here. That's what they need to realize. But these guys need to get jobs, and I would say do something for this country,
yes,
and this country will get back to you.
And sir, on this Veterans Day, we would like to thank you and say to you, Duncan Hunter, that we respect and admire your service. We appreciate that. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.